get my 6. Hey guys, I have braved the 28-degree temperatures and about 6 or 8 inches of snow to come out here this morning on the homestead to do a couple of things. The biggest thing I think is we're going to test a theory. Listen, there are no such things as experts on all things Bigfoot Sasquatch. There are theories, different people have different ideas, but until someone has a body right there for everyone to see and touch and do all kinds of scientific stuff to, there are no experts, okay? So we will leave no rock unturned, and as long as people are respectful and non-insulting in letting us know what their views are, we will investigate those views. So that's what we're doing out here today, okay? We are going to be actually breaking in one of my custom-made Bigfoot Sasquatch field research kits for Sue in Georgia, who just bought it from our Etsy store, which you can too. The link is in the description box below. Okay, so Sue, as you can tell, even though I have a totally awesome, like new Dodge Ram 4-wheel drive pick-em-up truck, and I could get out of here in case of emergency, no offense, but I don't consider going to the post office an emergency today. But I will be packing this up for you today and more than likely sending it out to you tomorrow. But what I'm going to do is, as we investigate another individual's theory on him, her, it, or they, as we hear repeated tree knocks behind us, I'm going to break in your kit for you, okay? So, with that said, I'm going to start with the tree knock stick that I custom made for you, and to prove that this is the actual stick Sue used in this video, I'm going to customize it even more. That's how you'll know it was the one in the video. Let's go give a knock knock who's there. And again, your kit, Sue, and anybody who orders one will come with a complete instruction guide that I've written and is copywritten material by me because it's my style of writing is kind of corny. We're gonna actually use this kit so we can demonstrate in video format how it's used. So remember, potentially, the blue rectangle means potentially if you take your friend squatching, okay? Now, should you use the red circle, that means something's definitely there. Like, look, there's snow, okay? And if your friend has very terrible eyesight or is such a naysayer they can't see what's right in front of them, remember, you also have the green arrow to be more specific. Look, there's snow. Where? I don't see any snow. Everyone knows snow's not real. You're crazy, your friend might say. At that point, you take out the green arrow and you say specifically right there inside the red circle is snow. Okay, and if they still can't see it at that point, either your friends need glasses or you need new friends. And yes, all of these custom-made construction paper cutouts are autographed by me. And for those of you who say, I really used to like your channel when you gave all your words of wisdom, we're satisfying y'all too, brah. Because on the back, we've got words of wisdom written. On every single construction paper cutout, I take the time to write words of wisdom for those of you who like that. Now, with no further ado, as my beautiful bride dearly would say, this, Sue, you will get this specific ribbon down there in Georgia. We tie this up as a wind meter. I'm actually going to put it a little bit closer so you can see it better. Now, as you know, we usually knock to see if we get a reply. However, only about 2 minutes before we knocked, we had some knocking coming from back here anyway. So perhaps him, her, it, or they will think we're replying to them. Keep your ears open. Get my 6. Let's explore a theory that came to me by way of our P.O. box, which is also listed in the description box below. Again, the reason, well, whatever. I'm not going to repeat myself. This theory was presented in a respectful way, respectful format. So I'm going to share this theory with you, okay? So this is John's theory. It's actually, I call it John's story. Now, if your name's John, this is not from you, unless you were using reverse psychology. You're going to understand what that means here in just a second, okay? This is one of the many letters that went into Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 8, available in Kindle or print by way of Amazon. The link is in the description box below. Volumes 1 through 7 and my totally awesome full-length novels and other short story collections are available at that link as well. And I'll have you know that I wrote 2,000 words this morning before it got daylight for Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 9. Hope to be released by the end of February. Now, with no further ado, let's get to John's story. I want you to listen to what John writes here, and I want you to question if this is at all possible. These mysterious figures that we've often seen in many of these videos in the background, are they indeed creatures? Are they cryptids? Or are they something more ominous, delivered to us by way of a group with very nefarious purposes and intentions? John's story from a letter dated January 5, 2021. Not that long ago, okay? We got this the day before this actually went to my editor. So, Dear Kevin, I hope this letter reaches you. As you can tell, I do not want you to know my location or any true specifics about me. Now, by that, what he meant, there was no return address on the envelope this letter came in, okay? I refer to myself as John because that is not my real name. Okay, so this guy's being very secretive. I absolutely have to tell you my story. You have no idea how happy I am that you set up a post office box so I could mail you this letter. Though I've been watching your YouTube channel for 3 years now, I have never commented and I have never subscribed. I will never do either on your channel or anyone else's. I do not leave tracks on the internet because they know everything about everybody when you do that. I don't even have a sign-in for YouTube. I simply search out your channel and videos from the search box. Okay, so here's the deal. The Bigfoots and aliens and faces on your property and all the other weird things you see are holograms. I know how they look because they are showing them to me too. I know that you were in the military, and I know that you were in other parts of the world doing some really badass crap. He didn't use the word crap. I cleaned it up a little bit there. And I thank you for your service. But I know that you have also seen things that you are probably not supposed to talk about. Potentially. And the thing is, they are afraid you're going to talk about them, so they want to discredit you. They want to make you look crazy so that if you talk about some of the stuff you saw or that you may have done overseas, everyone will think you're lying because you believe you have a Bigfoot Sasquatch, among other things, in your backyard. Plausible so far, right? Makes sense. I know this because they're doing it to me too. Now, I'll admit, I never served in the armed forces, though I very much wanted to. My father was a naval officer, and I was in ROTC in high school and college, but I never actually served after that. You see, I was too smart, and I don't follow orders well, and they knew it based on various aptitude tests I was given while I was in ROTC in college. Basically, and to keep it simple, they viewed me as a dangerous threat. My IQ is higher than anyone else you've ever met. And aside from simply being highly intelligent, I also know how to think for myself, and I do so on a regular basis. This would make for a very poor fit with the military. If they told me what to do and I knew it was not the right thing to do, then I wouldn't do it. It's just that simple. And then the military-industrial complex would not be able to achieve their total goal of world domination. I would be the burr under their saddle, the chink in their armor. And they knew all this, so they did the exact same thing to me that they've been doing to you. Wow, so it sounds like to this guy, they took like a preemptive attack against him because he was so smart, smarter than anyone else in the world. But I mean, don't take my word for it. We're hearing him tell his story, and I'm not judging him, but it looks like they, knew enough about him to be preemptive. All right, so let's continue. I never leave my house unless I run out of beer, because every time I go out, I see images of their destruction. With you, they show you Bigfoot and aliens. With me, they show holograms of my yard being oceanfront property. Oceanfront property. And yes, that is an obvious splice in the video. That does not mean this is a real video. This absolutely is a real video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, it's only because it's real. You can't watch videos that are not real on YouTube, okay? There's a splice because my kid's school just called. I guess they know I'm not as smart as John. So they had to call to let me know there's no school today. Gee, I'm glad they did, because I would have never figured that out. Now, on with our story. Oceanfront property, and I live at least 1,000 miles in from the coast. I'm trying to make sure I'm not blocking your view back there. I believe they do this because they track me on the internet using my IP address, and they know that global warming is of great concern to me. They fear that if I sound the alarm about how serious this problem really is, the masses might listen to me, because they would be able to tell how smart I am from listening to me talk. So they project these holograms from outer space. With a satellite, they keep hovering over my house so they can discredit me if I were to sound the alarm. Let me tell you, Kevin, these people are dangerous. I can only imagine some of the things you may have done or seen while you were in the military. Things they absolutely do not want the general public to know. I'm convinced that if they were to view you as enough of a threat, they would kill you. Please don't let it come to that. I know you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm not. This is a deep state military operation called MK Ultra, and my friend, you have been part of it for a long time. You are probably just now finding out about it. Google it. You'll see. Take care, and please keep making your videos. Though I know Bigfoot is not real, and you're only seeing holograms, I do find your videos entertaining. They help me pass the time while I stay secluded in my humble home, mostly in the basement. John. So there you have it, folks. Another theory that came to us by way of a letter to our P.O. box. Now this, Sue, you get since I'm going to be late in mailing your package because I'm snowed in, this particular copy of Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 8, I'm going to autograph it and maybe write some other words of wisdom in it. And I'm going to include it in your potential Bigfoot Sasquatch filed field research kit that you just bought from us on Etsy by way of the link in the description box below for the everyday low price of $19.73. Why 1973? People always ask instead of $19.99. Again, because 1973 is the year I was born, so that actually means something to me. Numbers mean something. Ask John. He's probably really good at math. Most smart guys are. Okay? And I mean, he's smart. Ask him. So I'm going to mail that to you as well, and your entire kit. So, is it possible? That's a crow. I know a crow when I hear one. Or could it be a messenger disguised as a crow? They disguise themselves as birds, according to so many others. Is it possible that some of these strange things we've been seeing in the video, some of them as clear as a foggy day, many of you have seen them, are holograms and not actual creatures? Well, we got a little bit of time left, so let's go digging around and see if we can see any, him, her, it, or they, in the background or in the foreground if I reverse the camera. And let's try to figure out if it's a hologram or if it's real, okay? First thing I'm going to do after I stand up is show you this beautiful winter wonderland around me. I'm going to do a 360. Check this out. Back there's the forest. And again, make sure to keep getting my 6. You remember that one time when we captured probably arguably the best Bigfoot Sasquatch video footage on the internet from 25 October 2019? I was doing this in the fall. We saw it creeping down the hill. Down there's a house, way down there, quarter-mile away. I'm up here at the campground. Look at that. There's our fields. Absolutely beautiful. There's a chair where I usually sit and just look out over it all. Oh, this is gorgeous, isn't it? There's the hill where I went four-wheeling yesterday in my totally awesome like new Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 pick-em-up truck. So the circle's complete. So let's go for a walk. I'm looking for tracks like last time we did this. You know, when I came up here, and it's still super early as of this recording, despite what time I published this video on YouTube here. I'm out here in the morning getting some stuff done. What amazed me were the tracks all over my property. Here's an example. Look at this. Now, these are not Bigfoot Sasquatch tracks. They're too small. These are deer tracks, okay? I know deer tracks. All over my property, all the way from the house up to here. It's like a freaking super highway. And this snow all came down last night. It started just before dark. We got about an inch before dark. The rest of it came down. So it's amazing just how much wildlife walks around this place in the middle of the night. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to step into the woods. I'm going to reverse the camera's angle so we can use zoom. We're going to see what we may or may not see up here. We're not just looking for potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch, but we're looking for some guy named John, whose name isn't really John's, holograms as well. Gosh, isn't that beautiful? You start to see the pond from this altitude. All right, let me flip the phone. Here we see more tracks. These two are deer tracks. Deer tracks coming into the forest. Do some zooming. Zoom out, get past this stuff here. What's that? What's that? Tree knocks. get my 6 as we're heading down the hill, and let's see if we're followed. I want to, since we're talking about other people's theories, I'm gonna bring up a theory which was issued as a statement yesterday by Summer Nicole. So Summer Nicole, I saved this to see if you actually watch these entire videos. I saved it towards the latter portion of the video. Summer Nicole stated that my totally awesome Dodge 1500 4x4 pick 'em up 4-wheel drive like new truck does not have a Hemi. Actually, it does, Summer Nicole. Now, come on. I know you're smarter than that. You just didn't see the little silver thing that said Hemi. She mentioned that, well, it just got eerily quiet. She mentioned she didn't hear it make that Hemi sound when I started it up. She had a Hemi back in 2002. Technology has progressed, Summer Nicole. It's not about being loud and obnoxious anymore. It's about being powerful and efficient. But that Dodge is a Hemi, does have a Hemi. Whatever in the hell that means, I don't know. I think personally they did it as a marketing thing for those stupid commercials from years ago. Hey, dude, you got a Hemi. Yeah, I got a Hemi too. Summer Nicole. But I know it's just an overlook on your part. I do know you're smarter than that. You're one of the smartest. I hope everything's turned out great for you because you're deserving of greatness. Okay, for some reason I just started thinking about this guy that's sending this letter. You know, I think what's so unfortunate about that is not whether or not he's actually right or not, but just for a guy to be so smart and obviously so well educated. I mean, he mentioned being an ROTC in college, but to have spent a lifetime doing nothing because of fear. I mean, you could clearly hear it. He was scared to do what he felt he was capable of doing because of negative repercussions on him. What a shame. I would like to say, well, don't worry, John. We all know it was somebody else's fault. Come on, we grow past that point, right? I think around, well, a lot of people never suffer from such a misguided belief system. But those of us who did experience that to a degree in our youth, I think kind of outgrow that. A lot of people don't like to face those facts because it means it's like right there staring you in the face that you did kind of squander a lifetime worth of opportunities. Constantly coming up with reasons why other people were at fault for your either mistakes or your shortcomings or your lack of success. Now, again, I'm not saying his theory's wrong. We might find us some holograms out here. You can hear that snowplow in the background, which I'll address another viewer's concern. All right, so you just heard a snowplow going down the old backcountry road there in front of my house. Okay, every now and then you'll hear a vehicle pass my house in these videos. The road it's more than a quarter mile away. It's 500 meters away. I measured it once. Remember when I won the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympic 1500 meter Olympic race? Here, this past fall of 2020 in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, I had to step off the course. Actually, okay, so it's 250 meters. Out and back's 500. So out and back 3 times made 1,500 meters. No one beat me that day. I finished first. You all saw it here on video. If you missed that race, you missed history in the making. It's called He Achieves the Impossible. Go watch it. Oh, okay, but here's my point. Hearing the occasional car, hearing a snowplow on a white-covered day like this, it doesn't mean I live next to a highway and there's a Walmart Supercenter just over the hill behind my house. That seems to be a common theory among many vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges. That theory is incorrect. And what is that thing standing right back there on the other side of the X? I think it was a tree. If it wasn't a tree, it made like a tree and leaved. Okay. All right, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed another episode of the PBS the Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show, which we must bring to an end now because I've got to go back up to my office and get back to work on Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 9. What I can tell you is that it's awesome, just like Volumes 1 through 8. And it will soon be available on Amazon by way of the link in the description box below. And we will see you for more next time.